love bugs? It's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my soul family's been with me for a ride or die. Y'all been with me, my A1 since day one. Thank you so much for the love and support. All my newbies, welcome. It's so good to have you. And I hope y'all enjoyed, your festivities, the holidays and stuff like that. Y'all ain't been making no videos for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on to that. But anyways, much love to you. Much love to you. God bless. Namaste. I'm blessed and highly favored. Definitely hope the same for you. And if you've been here for a while and I haven't heard from you, please drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. And if you feel like the video resonates, please give a thumbs up and share. I'll be greatly appreciated. And anybody who's trying to get through, connect with whatever it is you're trying to connect with, sending so much beautiful vibes, upliftment, and blessings towards your way. Anybody who's coming in to deceit, destroy with your load, I just don't have time for negativity, y'all. I got better things that I can be doing. So whatever you're trying to do, destroy, divide, distract, baby, I'm sending that towards you a million back times for return to sender. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, okay? But anyway, this video is going to be called, It Was All a Part of the Plan. Y'all, I wasn't even going to be making videos, but it was just like time to me get back on the horse, Everybody and they daggone mama that just seen it was riding against me kept on trying to get me kicked off. My channel got demonetized for a minute. And I said I wasn't gonna make videos no more because I said I got tired of that. And it was just like my higher self is like, don't allow people to shut you up. Don't have them shut you up. It was just at that point where this is another challenge that's going to see you through. If you're doing something that is going to create a nest, a nest for a beautiful foundation, you're going to have different challenges that comes through. I've had different videos where they got, like either thumbnail, it was like the thumbnail was copyrighted, or, it was something very stupid. It was okay, but I said, I've been doing this for 8 years, and all of a sudden I got demonetized without no warning. But it was just like, it's okay. Because I wasn't going to say nothing because I know that's what my enemies was hoping that'll happen. I'm like, yeah, but you actually made it better for me, though. So I want to thank you because, you challenged me in that way and you didn't get what you wanted, So, because it allowed me to keep going. I'm still going to get, monetary blessings regardless anyway. But for you doing that, and all I do is speak on truth and positivity. And a lot of times, all the time, your enemies don't want you to do that. Because a lot of times they... Either I've had different people use videos that I had, like you couldn't make videos without you saying something that I've said, or you try to use my material. This is coming from my journey, my experience speaking on truth. I've been doing that. I don't have to regurgitate somebody else's truth and make it my own. If it was something I got from somebody else, if you've been with me for a while, hey, I heard this from such and such, let me go ahead and give credit to them. So for me to be able to do that, but all of a sudden when I start accumulating a lot more views and a lot more subs, all of a sudden it was like, oh, you got demonetized. And it was just like I was mad, because I said, this is my passion, this is something I love to be able to do. I've met so many people all around the world that I connect with. There's a lot of other people that I still stay in touch with because of that. So it was just like, it was like my higher self does not allow that to stop you. You're going to get your blessings regardless anyway. That's only the devil trying to do that. And just keep it real, because it's just like, if that wasn't happening, since I've been going, I can't even leave my house barely at all. If I walk a certain direction, there's people, my ex that lives in the house, he keep on having his little goons come out, meet me up the road. It had 4 or 5 people that was supposed to knock me off back to back to back. Had pictures of all of them. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they were looking at me and it threw them off because I knew exactly what they were doing. And they were trying to figure out how the hell did she know we were about to, 22, about to do something like that. I had this happen on Thanksgiving weekend. And I just had this happen like a week and a half ago where, somebody pulled over in a car. And I'm just like, the way they do it, you make it so obvious that you're doing something. It's like your energy tells on you. And it's just a person, it's just like if you're a spiritual person, you've been going through a lot of stuff, you've been healing, you become sensitive to a lot of different vibrations. It's like even when people are trying to be inconspicuous about something, you can feel when somebody's not, somebody you're connecting with or somebody you're just even walking past, something's not right about that person. And that's how every time that has saved me from going through that. I don't want to sit up here and be lying and saying, oh God, somebody's trying to, take me out and stuff like that when it's not true. It is. It is true. It's like my dad passed away. This is how I started doing my videos, finding out who my dad was. My dad is a high level celebrity that passed away a few years back. My dad left me an inheritance of everything that he owned, put everything in my name. Family stole it. Family's living off of it. Got nice. They sit up here selling stuff that legally they're not supposed to be able to do. So they've been trying to take me out ever since then. And I feel like if you did everything, what are you doing? Why are you trying to? You feel like you got the bag. Why are you worried about me? And it's just the fact they tried to get me cut down, because they didn't want me speaking my truth. And I'm still going to speak my truth. I said if it's not from my ex that I live with and his daughter, I never say our daughter anymore, because I feel like if that's my daughter, she ain't going to be trying to take me out and getting inheritance money you were already about to get anyway. But since you're on that crew, you belong to him. So you're doing different things like that, and it's just like, it's sad that I have to keep constantly going through this. I had to really step back, because this was at that point, I can't keep going through stuff like this in my life. But then when I step back, it's like, how do you think you're able to protect yourself the way you are when these people are about to approach you and just end your life for money? These are broke people that are desperate, don't care about who they take out or whatever. And it's just the point, I had to, me and this dude done had words, like my words can cut. I'm like, you tell people lies just so you can have people hate me. Okay? You can say I'm doing all this and all that. I say you try to block all kind of money that comes in, i.e. my videos got demonetized. You don't want me making any money, but you tell people I don't want to work. I don't want to do those things. Wi-Fi got cut off for a while. Y'all weren't able to see me, doing videos because he got that cut off because he didn't want me making videos. I found a way around that and got my own put on. Then the next thing you know, when I started getting money and coming in, it was not even that much money. You were trying to block that too. I had to still keep moving. And then when I started telling truth on here, I'm like, shoot, if you're not doing these things, I'm like anybody else. I'm just a certain person. If I know you lying on me, you won't get your own self caught up. Like, this is my situation where I'm talking about with me. I've had people turn their back against me because I'm the problem. When you speak truth and you're a generational curse breaker, your life always going to be looking like a hot ass mess towards everybody. Towards anybody who's trying to make sure that everybody sees them. They want you to be seeing how they see you. Like, you intimidate them. They fear the fact is their truth is going to come out. Anybody who's a narcissist, the worst thing they can do is be spotlighted on everything they tried to put up as an illusion about you. You come out with the truth, And it came to that point where I even used to tell people, if I would pull out audio recordings as well as video recordings on the different things that my daughter or my ex has done, or try to keep me in a place where I clearly don't want to be, it would be a whole different story. Like, wait a minute, you said she was doing this and this and this and that, and she was doing this and this and this, and dude, you were doing this to her. Like, that's your baby's mom. She cared about you. Or this is your mom. Why would you do that to your mom? It would be just so messed up. But it'll be out that point where I had to step back. And I said, I'm not going to play tit for tat with people. I'm on a higher level. I can speak my truth. This is the reason why I got demonetized. This is the reason why I had to stop and take a break away from YouTube and focus on me. I can't even go down the street without having an anxiety attack, without people trying to put a gun in my face. And, you about to end me over something that don't even belong to you, And I tell them that, it's just like, even when we got into it. And I said, why don't you keep it real with people? Why don't you tell them, it irritates you that I act like you don't exist. I stay in my room. I don't go nowhere. If I come out my room, it's either take a shower, brush my teeth, wash my clothes, and cook. That's it. And I have to make sure I cook around the times that y'all are not here to make sure nothing happens to my food. It is that bad. I had to put my own Wi-Fi in my room to make sure you didn't destroy that. It's that bad. And that's why it's all part of the plan. I had to be able to go out and speak on the different things that I've gone through. Why I continue to keep going through. You don't think I know. You're putting come to me spells on me. You're putting love spells on me. And I'm just like, if somebody really loves you and they want to be with you, dude, you ain't got to put a love spell on for that to happen. It'll happen naturally. If money was supposed to be for you, you don't have to do money blocks on other people's money, expecting things to go good for you. And I tell them all the time, this is the reason why you're having karma coming back to back to back. Y'all know the reason why y'all got, different hits coming in. Because I'm just looking, and I even try not to laugh, but I could have told you this was going to happen. Whatever you put out is what you're getting back. And people don't realize right now, we're going through a transition on where source, divine, God, karma, Dharma, all those things are going in a review. So you're going to look past on all the things that you want in your life, all the things that you're working for, to see if you're worth getting all these different things, because they're going to probably most likely add more to it if they know that you have had spells put on you. People are trying to energy block you, word spells, all those different things to try to make sure you don't prosper. And so with these happening, things will slowly and surely start coming up for you. Truth will start be seen. If anybody start creating all these enemies around you that try to make everybody hate you, all of a sudden that's going to be illuminated for people to start seeing that was the problem right there. They're the problem right here. Because it's just like when people can't manipulate you, and I'm in that. When you can't manipulate me, I keep boundaries. I do not let my guard down around anybody that has a problem where growth, happiness, and my peace is triggering to you. So, when I got to be around a narcissist, I had to live with two of them. One, she don't barely come here because you already know your mess is hitting you hard. So you got to do that mess from afar and it still get hit right back. So I had to be at that point like, y'all being stupid on purpose. I had to be able like, you are being stupid on purpose. And I'm going to yet pray for you. Because all this stuff is starting to pile up. Where I'm seeing is that you cannot sit up here and do somebody bad, treat somebody bad, and not expect it. You can't expect God to bless you that way. If you're working with the devil, okay, but there's sacrifices he's gonna want you to make that you can't deliver right now, and that's gonna become a problem because he's gonna have to collect something. You can't give exactly what you said you're gonna do. They're gonna start collecting off of you. I'll be messing around with him like that. But it's at that point, it's all part of the plan with me. Just like I tell anybody, you're going through different stuff. I go through my hardship. I just got a platform. I can sit up here and talk about it. I don't even like talking about the dramatic stuff that I go through or the trauma and drama that my so-called, I don't even say this my family, but these are examples that I needed to go through for me to be able to get through it this time. Because every lifespan we done went through, these fools got over. Not this one. Not this time. You thought you were going to get through it this time, but no, this is your time where you're going to get got on that. And I had to be in my vibe where I'm going to speak the truth. I don't care if you don't believe me. If you do, people know you've been with me for a while. People that know me behind the scenes, they already know I'm not lying. Like, Roslynn, I can't believe you're going through stuff like that. I can't believe you're going through. You'd be amazed what money can pay people to overlook, or let's keep this hidden, or how much money can I pay you to make sure this doesn't come out. I have to deal with a lot of that, a lot of that. And it was just like, I'm not going to stop speaking my truth. Even though you got me demonetized, God's still going to make sure I'm financially blessed anyway. You can't stop what God got for somebody. That's one thing you can't do. You can't think because you isolate me, that's going to stop me from loving me. And I notice when people do, they put you on isolation spells. Do you realize that gives you a chance to really know yourself in a whole new different vibe? Because people put, if you've been with me for a long time, you heard me say, there's a lot of time people put their mask of fear that they have for themselves on you. And that's where they mess up at. They show you, oh, well, I got to be loved and liked by everybody. I want everybody to think I'm perfect Patty and perfect Peter and stuff like that, knowing I'm a hot mess Melissa, or, I'm a nonsense of drama, Dharma, whatever. They like that, but they will go through extremes because they're people pleasers. They got to get validation from other people. And you may have been like that. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to be a person where I would say without using discernment by speaking, like, you can't just say that to anybody, or I wouldn't say what I'm thinking like that. I would be very brutally honest. I would be very volatile with my words. Now it's just like I had to be okay to not return that same energy. That's just showing you how people really are. They ain't got nothing to do with you. This is all about self-hate right here. Because I got to deal with family that are so triggered by my dad, even after death. This man still intimidates you. If he's getting all these different things and they're putting it all in his name and remembrance of, and it is straight. Oh, it's just like, dang, we done took him out and they're still talking about him. They're giving him a holiday. They're giving him a recommendation. They're doing this and this and that. How is he able to still get this even after death? When you can impact a person's life, when one person can impact millions of people's lives the way they do, and they still speak on them in the highest vibe, you can't take that away from them. That's something that you can't do. And still, even though if you did some stuff that that you took him out because you thinking that was going to stop, you start to see this man got his own holiday. He got, different places like libraries and highways named after him. He got his own holiday. It's his birthday. All this different stuff. And that still is triggering to you. And it's like, I can't get rid of it. You're not going to be able to. He's like a plague in a good way. He's a virus. A good, happy, purple virus. Just beautiful. It would be one of those things. But it got to that point where just because I'm his firstborn, he made me gain weight so I wouldn't look like him anymore, even though there will be certain times that I look like him. And then it gets to that point where I start looking like my aunt, and that's kind of triggering to me. And I'm just like, no, you good. You're good. Don't do that. Don't go there. But it would be those different things where they wanted to make sure I was never successful. I would never be a mark in the, like, even though I'm not even trying to be like my dad, like, that's a caliber I'm not even trying to reach, because that mess is too high. I want to try to make my own and get as high as I possibly can, but I'm not trying to compete against my dad. I want to be able to not live in his shadow, but mark my own way in my life. And from this being a situation, I don't use my dad as something to get me attention. I don't do that. I see how other people do that, and I'm just like, that's so distasteful and that's so disrespectful. But it'll be people like, well, who's her dad? It'll be, if you go through my videos or you see certain things that stick out, you're seeing it more often, that kind of tells you it, or you already know. But it'll be just those different things where this is what got me to where I'm at right now, because of the things that I went through with my biological family as well as my adopted family. It was very traumatizing. And for me to be able to speak on the truth, like, yeah, these folks are trying to, y'all did something to my dad. Y'all took him out, and I don't say this many times. I know you did, because you were the last place he was at. You were hanging with people that you were trying to question where that money was going to, and all of a sudden my dad came up like he was singing good, and then all of a sudden he passed over a couple of days later, when I know you have access to stuff like that. You don't think I know you had something to do with that? Because that would be motive. And would you be able to speak on that? Now you're trying to do the same thing to me. You did that to him, so you're trying to take me out the same kind of way. And it's just like, if God wanted that to happen, it would have been happening. I can't go out anywhere. If I do, I make sure I videotape everything. I got certain people that know, I'm like, hey, this is the person that did it. This is their address. This is the make, model of their car. This is their license plate. This is what they look like. I make sure that I got people that knows everything. Anything that I know is going to be incriminating. So when I come up missing, I even told the cops, if it makes me look like I did it, or if I come up missing, or all of a sudden I come up with, I'm more holy than a colander with spaghetti. This person did it, and this person and this person did it. This is by the people. And I've said that in front of them. Like, I can't believe she did that. Yes, I did. So in case, I already know God protected me. But just in case you try to sneak through and do some real trite stuff, I'm going to make sure, you're going to get what's coming to you. And I had to be that way. And it was just like, it's bad when I felt I didn't feel safe coming out my house. Because, I mean, when I tell you this happened Thanksgiving weekend, and it was the week after that. And I got real quiet. And when you get real quiet on people that know you did something, that's when people start panicking, because I didn't say nothing to nobody. You don't think I knew what you did? You know, yeah, I was supposed to be the evil villain towards everybody. That's, you know, what y'all paint me up as. But y'all already know I got so much proof to actually prove you're the villain. And I'm just a person that's just trying to keep the peace within myself. I ain't trying to keep peace with people that are always equipped with, you know, that's their normal node on being south node, and they get triggered by me being in my north node. But it's just about me being in my truth. You know, I usually try not to talk about the negative things that goes on in my life, but this was something like, you're gonna have to keep it real. This is what got you here in the first place. And it'll be, even though I don't like talking about the different things on this is how I started, but this is not how my story going to continue to be. But it took a turning point where you're talking about, these are the different things that happened. You know, my aunts and uncles trying to get me wiped out, because it's just the fact is the truth keep coming out. You know, you try to get me demonetized, you try to get my channel, you know, taken down, because I spoke on the different things that y'all did. I mean, you know, I'm just like, shoot, you know, you want to make it legal, you can sue me for defamation of character, but we already know you don't want to do that, because that's going to bring some unlawful stuff that you did that have you in a pen. You know, grand larceny, you know, destroying wills and testaments and stuff like that, attempted murder for hire, all that different stuff that was going on, not just with my father, but also me. You know, going through all those different things that I had to constantly keep pushing through. Is this being my turning point? It's not going to stop me from speaking my truth. This is what y'all did. And if we really want to get gutter about it, shoot, I can always pull up, you know, auto recordings, as well as the different stuff that I got up on, you know, on my videos that got it saved in a lot of different places. You know, and it would be at that point. But it's just, you know, I had to be able to go through this. And when I sit back, I don't like being a part of drama. I don't like talking about a whole lot of negative stuff. But there's a lot of times stuff gonna happen into your life to where normal people, it'll be like any other individual or very few can be overcome some stuff that you were dealing with, and you don't even know how you overcome it. I don't even know I'm overcoming, because it's just like I got probably one or two people that I can trust and I can talk to. And these are people I have never met in my life. Never physically met in my life. These are people I talk to overseas. These are different people I talk to on webcam. These are people that I mean, and this is what makes it so bad. This is my soul tribe. This is not somebody I gave birth to. You know, these are not some people, you know, that I'm blood related to. These are not people that I was adopted through, you know. And it was sad for me to be able to do that. But I said, no, I'm not going to feel bad for myself. I'm not going to feel sad. I don't want me seeing myself as a victim, because I'm conquering everything that's been thrown at me. I'm going to continue to do that. Even if I'm stuck in a situation, I'm not going to be stuck there for long. It was just a little pause for the cause for me to have to understand where my turning point is. We all have those impasse where we're going to the fork of the road, where you can continue to allow your past to define you in the most negative way, or you can use that to be your template to soar yourself to somewhere where the devil is going to make the devil nervous. And that's why I choose the latter. I choose that, you know, to go that way. I can sit up here and tell people my dad is a celebrity, you know. They you know, nobody seemed like it was more important about where the money was going to than who the heck's up here and gave him medication that was deadly, you know. And that pissed me off. Nobody don't care about that. You worry more about the money, you know. And it was like those different things. And they tried to use the same kind of, you know, closings for me. And I had to be very, very, you know, selective about the words that I use, you know. But it had to be at that point where this was something that really triggered me in so many different ways, because I had to digest. I didn't know who my father was until after he passed away. If y'all you just heard that was confirmation. Had to be able to do that. And then on top of that, the triggering things is that I don't talk to this man many times. And those days I'll sit here and just cry like, Dad, why didn't I know? And it'll be God, you know, whispering in my ear as well as my dad. Long as you have those memories of us even connecting like that, you know, even though I talk to him in the spirit all the time, you know, don't allow that to be in a moment where it creates regret for you. You know, even though it could be a very traumatizing situation, this is something that it can create some powerful vibes about you that, you know, it's like, dang, you know, went through some traumatizing stuff. There's a lot of people that can go through this and don't even make it as far as you can through some traumatic things that you have gone through. And when you start being in your truth, a lot of people gonna go ahead and try to convince you this is not true about you. We're all guys with amnesia. You come here, you're not supposed to know exactly who you are, your path, your birth number, your chart number, your south node, your north node, your house, your 8th house, your 5th house. You have to be able to find all these different houses, or, you know, different placements about yourself through different stages of life. A lot of times you go through it where, I mean, I can count on one hand how many people don't found out in a positive way, but the rest of them, as well as me, you don't found out some stuff, very interesting, powerful stuff about yourself through trauma. And that's why a lot of it is equipped to where it hits you in that way, where it needs your attention, like spiritual awakening. You're awakening a part of yourself that had to stay asleep for a minute. You know, you couldn't yet know this about you until a certain extent. You know, you're having to wonder why, when my spiritual awakening came, why I couldn't work at a normal job anymore, why all the people I loved and cared for, you know, are dropping out of my life like, you know, like flies like that right now. Why does people think I'm weird because I speak on different things that I never spoke before, and they're thinking, oh, I'm around 5150, do I need a psych evaluation? No, it's just me being more aware. And you becoming more aware about that. There's a lot of people that are going to want to, oh, I need to talk about that. That means we're having a meaningless conversation. We can converse like this all day. We're having deep conversations. But if it ain't about, like, girl, what happened with Pookie and them, and you know, my baby daddy, you know, little stuff like that. I don't like talking about stuff like that. But this is where I'm at in my life right now. You know, I have to be very careful about I can't plan things ahead, because when people, it's in my house, they watch everything it make me feel like I'm in a prison. You know, my ex watches every little single thing I do. You know, if he know he can be one step ahead of me, he'll do a drive-by if he could. I mean, before, I've had people, you know, when I used to smoke cigarettes and be outside, there'd be people pull up to my house ready to pop holes in me. If anybody watched Ricky of, you know, Boys in the Hood, he over here scratching a lottery ticket, that could have been me. That could have been me. It'd be like, that could have been you. It could have been like that. You know, it'd be like DMX and stuff like that. That could have been you. You know, it could have been like that for me. And I've seen that, where if he sees that he is not able to destroy me, he want to be able to have people to take me out. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't stupid, because he know I got hands. You know, I'll be Mayweather. He already know I do not have no problem. Male or female, you want to step to it, we can do it. I don't have no problem with that. But he already know he couldn't do it himself, so he got to pay somebody else to do it. So it'll be those different things where, you know, every time I turn around, people are trying to, you know, annihilate me out of my life because you want something that don't even belong to you. You know, and I be asking people, what would you do if somebody did this to you? How would you feel if somebody was trying to take you out? And like, you are that person. I'm that person where I'm not selfish. If, you know, if this didn't go that way, there are so many people I don't mind helping. But since you have that greed in your mind, just like my aunts and uncle do, they automatically seem like, okay, I said, what do I look like coming into a family I don't know? I've been adopted, and I'm coming in, and my dad left me all this millions of dollars, and I'm being stingy with it. I don't even move that way. But just in your mind like that, that's how you roll. So you automatically assume everybody else is like that. And baby, that's not how I roll. I'm never a selfish person. And a lot of times where I see how I was in life, that was my biggest problem. You know, because I was such a giver. Where people, you know, when you're empathic and you know how you would want somebody to treat you if you're in a bind. You know, or you see, you know, I see people. And I used to get heartbreak if I didn't have enough money, where I'm already nickel and diming with myself. And there'll be times I will push my hunger aside, and I will see somebody else hungry, and I'll make sure they have something to eat. People are like, I couldn't have been doing that. And I said, that's the reason why you are like you are. I don't move like that. You know, I know I'm going to be blessed. And God going to make sure I eat, just because the fact is I put my selfishness aside and help somebody else. Because that person could have been a worse bind than I was. You know, and end up getting blessed twice because I did that. But that's where the people I got around, where they thought, Okay, I'm naive like I used to be. I'm gullible like I used to be. Now I put boundaries up. I don't let my guard around anybody who's getting triggered by my peace, my success, my, me becoming a better person every day. That triggers you, me being me being happy. If that irritates you, I'm out to let my guard down with anything. I'm not about to make sure I speak on anything that, makes me happy. Anything that that can irritate me, you make sure you do that each and every day. Like, I can go through here, and I'm just looking, I'm laughing. I was like, and I know you got cameras. And I was like, dude, I will laugh at you before I beef with you. You would move different things just to irritate somebody, and that just shows me when you're dealing with a narcissist, and you are minding your own business. You're minding your own business, where people that are attached to my situation, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to just focus on them. They always got trying to worry about what I'm doing. And I be just looking like, you already stole from me. You already, bragging and thinking it's a joke that you done stole something that my father left for me and my children. And you living very well off of it. You still trying to sit up here and make sure I don't have a come up in life. Baby, that's self-hate. And I see it. It's like their thoughts. When it's so heavy like that, I hear your thoughts. And I'm like, dang, you really that you really that low about yourself that you don't want this person living in peace? They can't be successful. You already stole a lot that could have really gave them that extra jump in life to be able to do something and being able to make that grow, create a legacy for their children and grandchildren. You already done made sure that didn't happen. Well, you thought you made sure that happened. Let me allow myself to retort. You thought you were. But you don't realize the hate that you're sending my way creates better for me. It already shows me the way you move is to always make sure I'm very selective about what I speak on. It's very selective. I gotta close my door. I even had to put like a stopper thing in front of my lock, because my door, is like, if I'm out here, you get all type of instruments to try to break my door open so you can have cameras and listening devices in my room, which is very creeper. It's like, you're stalking. You try to put a session on me, a session spell, that mess done bounced off and now you obsessed. And it's that stuff I really have to deal with. Where I got family putting illusion spells on me. You want me to, stay in my south node. You want me to have, my intuition clouded, like I don't know what to do. You try to close my throat up because you don't want me speaking the truth out because you scared that somebody might hear it. The only quick fix for that, be a righteous person. Do things from the heart instead of from the ego. You are reeking green, like you were so envious. It don't smell right. It don't move right. It don't smell right. And that's the stuff that I have to deal with all the time. And I usually say I don't like talk about negative stuff like that. But when it's a part of the plan, I have to speak on what I'm going through, because there's a lot of people that watch my videos and they're really trying to understand how the heck can I get through the stuff I'm getting through. This is not somebody that really, there's not something somebody can say out there that really can resonate with what I'm going through. I'm going through that. I'm going through that, and there was just a lot of times it made me feel kind of uncomfortable speaking on these things, because it's just like, I try not to be a messy person, but this is at that time in my life where I gotta speak on what I go through. It's not about making somebody look bad. You doing that on your own by sitting up here trying to eliminate me. I have children, I have grandchildren I don't even see anymore because of this situation. You done rigged it up in a way where everybody done turn their back on me, and I'm still, if I got me, that's all that matters to me. If those are the people that had no kind of power, you just flipped on me like that, and you always been that person where we can converse, and we've been there for each other, and all of a sudden this is a situation where you start looking at me different. And it's like, I'll tell people real quick, they start laughing at me. I have no control about whose equipment I came out of and who they connected with, and they procreated me. That has nothing to do with me. That is who my dad is. People got triggered about stuff like that. And it was going through those different things that was very traumatic for me. It's just like, I didn't want to be able to believe that my mom's ex-husband and his wife been plotting to try to have me off for a minute after my mom passed away. They didn't want to do that while my mom was still living, because they already knew everything would go to my mom. So they wanted to make sure my mom was gone and they don't think I know that they had a part of that too. You know, and you wanted my mom out the way. Anybody who can be able to speak on what y'all did, and that would have had a negative effect on you for your life not to be able to be granted, so none of y'all would have got money. You know, y'all made sure that didn't work out in that way. But obviously, not knowing, that wasn't even y'all's plan. That was God's plan to use that. You know, because there'll be so many different times when people really found out from the things that I went through. And I tell people, if you really want to know what is going on with my life, start from the beginning of what my videos were. I used to smoke marijuana, heavy marijuana. And I don't have no problem in shaming that. People be trying to find stuff on me, trying to blackmail me. And I'll talk about myself, because it's just like y'all are so feared on what people may think about you and how you are seeing, how you may judge. Only God can judge me. I tell people, I used to be a heavy drinker. I used to be heavy on opiates, pain pills and stuff like that, because I got hit by a drunk driver and my whole left side was crushed. You know, and I got addicted to pills very heavy, you know, and I used to do those things. I tell people, not because I want everybody to know my business, but the fact is there's so many people out here that's scared to tell people, hey, guess what? You're not perfect. We all got little closets with skeletons in it. I mean, shoot, people got a whole Michael Jackson Thriller past that is connected to my situation. So baby, you can't sit up here and out me when I outed myself. I tell people that I used to dance for a while. Hell, I wrote bounce checks just to sit up here and make sure ends meet, make sure my kids had a place to stay, make sure my lights stayed on, different stuff like that I was not proud of. But now I'm at that time where I don't even do that no more. So why should I be ashamed of what people know about me? Or will you think, oh, I'm a blackmail her, so if I don't want her saying this, I'm gonna tell people, oh, I'm gonna tell this about you? Baby, I already said it about myself. I done told people, yeah, I got locked up for whooping, my baby daddy ex a few times, but it was that point, I'm telling you, got caught shoplifting, just to do different stuff like that. I wasn't proud of things like that I did back in the day. It was back when I was like in my teens and in my 20s. I had to do what I had to do to make ends meet, and that was that stuff that I'm proud of doing or saying I did, but when you were strapped with cash like that, I used to be able to have to do that. Now, I didn't prostitute, nothing like that, and there's nothing against anybody who has had to do that, but it didn't have to go that deep. But I had to go through different stuff like this, because they be trying to find dirt on me. Like, baby, I already told on myself, what is it you going to think you going to find about me? That's where it comes to a problem is when people come out like they become famous. Let's go find some dirt on that person. That's the only thing you're going to find about me. It's probably a mug shot over something I already told you, but got caught. And you're going to do an ugly face or something like that. And I can make jokes about stuff like that, because that's not a part of my life anymore. I became a better person. I no longer smoke weed. I no longer smoke cigarettes. Different stuff like that. I've been in that point where stuff used to hit me, because it's like when I found out about this, about who my father was, he was a celebrity. I'm just always wondering why this man's songs would trigger emotions. Or if he would come on, I don't hear nobody else. Or different times he would send a message out there to me, and it wouldn't make sense then, but it makes sense now. And that was something that was very brutal to me. And now it's just like, he always tells me, cherish that. I know it doesn't make any sense why people try to keep us apart. And now we know it was financial reasons. Family was sitting up here living very nice off of a person that was struggling. You were living very nice off of my trust fund that you had my dad sending money for, saying I'm in trouble. But this is something, you wanted some new teeth. You wanted, Cartier and, all this stuff. You try to live like the Kardashians, knowing y'all want nothing but like Bonita Betrayal, but you try to act like you are a Kardashian. You were really wanting to live nice off of stuff like that. And you already had that plan. That you knew you weren't going to never meet my dad. You never knew you weren't going to never allow me to meet my dad, because that would stop your money. And that's what I had to go through. And these are the different things I had to still heal from all the time. When his birthday, Father's Day, Mother's Day come up. They even made lies up to my mom, to where my mom, my biological mom, was terrified to meet me. And it's like I would never have any hate towards my mom. But even when I did introduce myself to her, it was triggering to her because I looked like my dad at the time, and I was very, you know, my mom really loved my dad. They really thought they were going to get married at the time, but his music, music contract didn't come in around that time, and it was crazy because that was the same time I was born when that came in, and it fell through. So, you know, it wasn't meant for that to happen. I was not a part of his life like that, and that was something that was really messed up, you know, especially it's like they kept on saying he has no kids. Yes, he do, and he done said a lot of times in his videos, I mean, his different songs as well as videos, it's like Easter eggs. Like, if you really listen, not hearing but actually listening to his music, you'll hear him say, oh, I got a child, I gotta explain, or, you know, a child of a $10 million estate that her father left behind, stuff like that. You know, it would be different things like that where he really, you know, even talked about wills, and he was like, he ain't had no will. Yeah, he did. Man was too damn paranoid. It would be different stuff like that where it's like the truth is there, but if you know you getting paid, we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that because they tried to say my dad had no kids. My dad got about 6. And so if you want to really get messy, I can really get messy. But it will be those different things that I have to constantly deal with all the time. Like, you're not allowing no scab to heal because you keep picking at it and trying to make an infection for somebody to get gangrene or something like that, so they have to amputate that. No, I'm the ointment, I'm the band-aid, I take care of that scar, and I work on it every single day. It was all a part of the plan. I had to really go through some very dark stuff. You know, when there was a lot of people, it was very hurtful that when people found out who my father was, it became a trigger for them. And then they did all they could do to hurt me, try to block any kind of blessings I had for myself. Or you put black magic on me because I was very spiritual. There's different things that when people come to me and it'll be their family that I'm passed over, and it'll be something they knew. There was no way you came to me. I didn't come to you. And I would tell them stuff. There's some people that love the fact that I knew that, and it brought them some kind of emotional balance into their life to say, you know what, my family, they're still watching over me. And it'd be beautiful because sometimes I had me in tears, and it would be something beautiful, like, dang, you know, I was able to help that person and be able to get, you know, I'm tying up loopholes that they had questions about on when their family passed away. And it'll be not realizing your family is what led you to me. And it'll be all those different things that I've gone through, not realizing, as the title, it was a part of the plan. So if you may be going through different stuff in your life where it's hardship, where you have people, especially if you're a generational curse breaker, you know, you're anointed, you're the chosen one, you're God's favorite, you are not going to have an easy life. You know, devil is going to send some enemies out there for you. And even crazy as it seems, God will allow certain things to be exposed by your enemies just for you to be able to see. God's not putting you in harm's way because he's always going to protect you, but he will put you in a way where if you even question your strength, you're trying to understand, how are you able to know to pull back from certain people? How did you know when that person said something, it didn't sit with you the right way, and you already knew, let me exit that person out my life? Or it was something that you've been friends with somebody for a long time, and you probably gave excuses about the toxicities they carried, and you still kept holding on to that, and they told you are better than this. Their time has expired with you. I needed you to learn from it, because God will put people in our lives that we need, not what we want. You will have people in your life that will love and encourage you. You have people that will lift you up, but you'll also have people in your life that will use heavy deception in your life, that will hurt you in every kind of way. They even probably try to take you out. You know, there'll be different times you try to really understand why are people like that. You know, I don't have that answer. You know, there's some people who are just like this walking tragedies, and they can really, just because they got issues, they tend to wreak that out on other people. They bleed on people that didn't even cut them, you know, and we're dealing with that. You know, a lot of times we have karmic parents. I have karmic parents, you know. Well, I have a karmic parent that's still living. My mom, you know, my adopted mom, which is my mom tried to do everything she could for me. And those different things that I learned, and I grew from that. You know, keep it 100. I don't have time to be set up here sugarcoating things. I be in my truth. You know, I'm in my North Node, which people really hate for me to be able to do. And it's not even the things that I'm not proud of. Even like, you know, my pride, my ego got in the way, because I'm like, man, I ain't trying to let my enemies know they got me demonetized. And it's just like, now I don't give a, okay? because I'm going to still get my blessings. You thought you stopped me. This is not going to stop me from doing my videos, because I already know if I'm living in my truth and I'm continuing to do that, a lot of times God will block something or allow the enemy to do something, prepare you for something better. Oh, I got something way better for you than this, but I just need you to stay on this. Even though you're not getting paid for it anymore, you're not going to get sponsors, you're not going to get this, but you're going to have something way better than what you thought you were going to get from this situation. It's expired, but I need you to be in your truth. And that's what I had to be able to do. So if you're going through something that you really don't understand, a lot of times you're going to go through stuff and you're going to have so many questions. So many questions. I'm trying to understand, how can I get over this? It's not going to happen overnight. But you have to be able to give your chance. If you know you're worth that, if you know how we can put power in things that is not healthy for us, like we have put them in relationships, we have put it in jobs and stuff that we held tightly to when God was trying to show you all kind of signs. This is not for you. I got something way better for you. Or certain things I had to let expire and block just because I had something better for you. But I need you to be in your truth. I need you to be okay about it, and I need you to trust me as well as trust yourself. Have faith not just in me, but faith in yourself. You have conquered so many different things that would took somebody out. You have made peace with a lot of things that you've forgiven, even within yourself, that was not forgivable. You had to make peace, and there's a lot of times you forgetting and cutting off things. It's like, even when I say what I say, I had to be able to be forgiving. Even as like, Roslynn, how you gonna say what you say about them folks? And I still forgave them, but that's still the truth that happened. They try to find all different ways to try to annihilate me out, because they don't want my truth to keep coming out. I'm gonna keep speaking. If God tell me to speak on that truth, speak on what they did to you. Speak on what they continue to keep doing on you. And I'm gonna continue to keep building you up. I'm going to have all your spiritual enforcements to protect you. When they think they're doing something, they're not putting that on you ain't putting it on you. They're putting it on themselves. When people feel like they're putting forget-me-nots and, trying to cloud your judgment, this is going to ignite for you to remember something they are scared as hell for you to find out. When people are trying to put you in one of them closed off solitude spells and death and despair, this is going to make you live and prosper. This is going to bring everything that they didn't want, because they focus so much on what they don't want for you. They don't realize the binding spells, the black magic spells, the Santeria, all that different stuff that's taken, because our family is, Northern Caribbean. So all that, Haitian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, all that other stuff, Creole, all that stuff is in our family. So they work with that. Baby, I'm a part of that. But I choose to use my magic for something that's for good. I already know if you hit in a dark spot, you don't want to be in that position to be in that. Not for what I done blessed you with, because that's going to be a problem for you. Let them, they're going to be the prime example of what not to do when you have that power to do. You can do something, but you use something for good. You don't use it for bad. Because there's a lot of times where we get into that point, like we don't want God and karma to do it because they taking too long, and we sound like Medea. I want that right now. No, because I see what people, when they be trying to do these spells on me, I see it all the time. Folks losing money, losing jobs, all these different things you promise people. They're trying to figure out where my money at. Where is this you promised me? Oh, I'm going to allow this to happen to you. I'm going to allow that to happen to you. I'm seeing all the karma from all these people putting stuff on me that I should have been gone a long time ago for. So it's the fact is, whatever you're going through, whatever you feel like somebody's putting on you, because it's like, if you're hypersensitive, you're going to feel when somebody is not right about you. You're going to feel when you are disoriented. Because a lot of times, especially when it comes to full moons, it's like, I deal with this. I'm like, oh Lord, here come a full moon. What are they going to do? Give me a headache. Okay, it's going to illuminate something that's going to make me trigger it, and it's going to allow me to remember something. So it's like when they're meaning something for death and destruction for me, it's bringing me up to another level. And I'm like, keep on doing that. I can transmute that. All that negative stuff you keep sending to me, you're making it better for me. Anything that you're hoping and praying that you don't want me to know, you are so heavy on wanting that for me not to know, you don't realize you're actually letting me know. Just because you don't want me to know. If that makes any sense. If somebody doesn't want that for you, when they are going so hard to make, I don't want that person to prosper, and that's all they talk about, is like, I gotta block this and that. I gotta make sure they have no money. I gotta make sure I block this. And you don't realize God gonna use this for the greater good for them. Just because the fact is, he said, see, I gave you some kind of little ounce of power and you abuse that. Now I'm gonna punish you for that, and just for that, I'm gonna allow that person to get blessed right in front of you. And then I'm gonna allow that person to see you get your lick back right in front of them. It's a win-win situation. You're going to know what toes to not step on when you're doing stuff. You don't step on the toes of God and goddesses and thinking you about to walk free with it, baby. That's just not how God works, because we ain't going into that. But I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. If I have not, because I got 1,000,001 comments I need to reply to. I was guided just to do this, so if I don't get to your comment right away, I apologize. But just give me that chance. I will go ahead and get to it. So I hope y'all have a blessed, safe Christmas and Thanksgiving, and also a Happy New Year. Please drop a comment. Let me know if you resonate with what I'm talking about. Like I said, it's all a part of the plan. Anything you go through, happy, bad, good, sad, light, dark, is all illuminating something, a part of you that you had to go through to get to create, though. But I'm much love to you. Anytime you're doing something, even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, prosperity, abundance towards other people, and energetic signatures, all those different things, through energy, essence, and all that. It can really take somebody a long way. And just because you're doing it straight from the heart in positive ways, it's going to bless you to take you even further. Please be safe and responsible with everything you do. Have a blessed week, blessed weekend whenever you watch this. Much love to you. Namaste, shalom. I say peace. God bless. I love you. Peace. Bye.